Hey friends, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to do a video update to check up on all of you, see how you're doing, reflect a little bit on my week, and of course, reflect on my 4th counseling session. So if you can, in the comment section, let me know how you're doing. I've been doing pretty well this week. It's been a little busy for me. I've been doing some school-related things, and I do have good news. I finished my poetry manuscript. My collection of poetry is done. I've sent it to some copy editors, and aside from doing some edits that they may suggest, all I'll have to do is send it to publishers, so I'm really excited about that. And at first I was scared, but I'm really excited because I know it's something that I've always wanted to do. But this past week, I've also been reflecting a lot about my 4th counseling session that I had this past weekend. And of course, it was very challenging, but in a good way. Essentially, my therapist and I delved a little bit more deeply into my history, into my difficulties with body image, and it kind of piggybacks off from the episode of Restitching the Tapestry that I just did with Ari this past week, the one about body image. And essentially, we reflected on the root of a lot of my body image insecurities, and it does have a lot to do with some of the things that my grandmother used to say to me when I was a kid. She would always tell me that I was going to get fat, and I was always getting lectured by other family members about sweets, eating things that I shouldn't be eating, and there was like a lot of like fear mongering that happened that really sat with me for a long time. And another thing that really got to me was something that has caused me to develop an eating disorder over the years, especially when I was in college, because I would go through periods of starvation. I would starve myself, and I would, like I've mentioned before, take laxative supplements because I always believed that it was making me look better or feel thinner. And it all centered back on food deprivation. Well, not necessarily food deprivation, but a type of drink deprivation when I was a kid, because I loved beverages. I loved milk and juice and water, and I would drink a lot of it. And understandably, my grandma and stuff, because I drank so much, she made me not drink while eating, and eventually she would get so upset at me for drinking too much liquid that I wasn't allowed to drink even after meals. And it was really difficult. I remember being really upset and unsettled by it. I just, at a certain point, I just wasn't allowed to drink anything during, before, or after meals. And now it's made me, hyper conscious of what I put in my body. I go through phases where I will try not to drink much, and I end up not consuming enough water. I go through phases where I skip on meals because I believe that, in my mind, I justify that as, oh, well, I have all this excess, this excess on my body, when I really don't. But I say that I have that because that means that I don't need the extra food. And that really, I never really would have connected it back to those events. But it makes a lot of sense now, and it's been something that I've been kind of juggling with over the past week. And I am also continuing my narrative therapy, so I'm going to be writing a poem and reflecting on one of those experiences where I was deprived beverages, where I was told that I was fat or going to be fat. So there's a lot of conditioning that I have to unlearn still, but I'm glad that I'm doing it, because I over the past few weeks, I have felt a lot better. I feel like I am less self-destructive, much more introspective, and it's just been needed. So we're still like having conversations about me potentially being bipolar, and we are additionally talking further about like additional depression symptoms that I've been having that have been affecting me. So anyway, I just wanted to fill you in on my life. I hope you're doing well. Stay tuned for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the next episode of Restitching the Tapestry. Ari and I are going to be talking about the pandemic. We're going to be providing an update on that. And then on Friday, join me for a live stream that is titled Breaking Down Godzilla. I'm going to be joined by Zimzilla99, and we're going to be talking about Godzilla, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful night. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section, and of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Bye.